All right. Hey, yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my reaction gamers chat? This is actually submitted by a viewer of mine in the Discord chat. If you guys want to submit videos to me, you guys can join the Discord and down in the description below. Also, like and comment and subscribe to this video so you help me out. Let's watch this. WWE hits a new time low. WWE is dead. Angry rant. I used to love wrestling. I used to watch it all the time. You know, weirdly enough, despite having more access to it now, I actually don't watch it as much. But I need to get back into it because I love Cody and John Cena's retiring. Actually, when John Cena retires, maybe I won't. I grew up with John Cena. I love him. Anyways, we'll watch.
I have a saying that I use on this channel from time to time, and it's, if I tell you that grass is going to turn to cheese, go find some crackers, because your boy Cjax is not lying. Triple H sucks, and he is responsible for something that we're going to discuss in this video.
I have heard mixed feelings of Hunter taking over, right? I think the roster is probably more protected, probably quote unquote, but like I have heard some creative people arguing about Hunter's creative direction.
This is not a video that I am excited to be making, but we have to run through certain things. I told you guys,
Cody,
when
baby.
I first started making these videos, like middle
The
of
American
last year,
Nightmare,
time, like
Cody
mid-
Raheem
2024,
Rhodes.
summer 2024, right around the time of like SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, all that stuff, okay?
Yeah.
I told you, Cody Rhodes sucks, and the shows will only get worse as long as he is the head champion. Of course, that's been proven true. I said before WrestleMania 40 that
I haven't really seen Cody as champion. You know, I see him win the belt, and then I just like never seen it. Let me put it like this: I've seen more Dusty promos than I've seen a Cody Rhodes promo. I don't really know how he is as champion.
when Roman
Oh,
lost
also, I've also seen him. Do you feel him, sir? That was funny.
the championship at Mania 40, because I obviously knew that was going to happen. I predicted that. Obviously, I said that it was going to hurt the company. Of course, him not being the top guy, the top advertised talent, is hurting the company because he is the last star in professional wrestling, which I'll talk about in a second.
Ooh,
and
Roman?
after
Really?
Mania 40, I said that WWE would significantly drop off under Triple Fraud's leadership because he sucks at his job. And everything has proven true.
Oh,
There's
God, my
many
bad.
other predictions along with that, but that's not the point. And I hate what I'm about to talk about, but unfortunately, we have to step away from what was and walk into what is. And what is happening right now is WWE is dying, it sucks, and the creator, the content creator, chief content officer, Triple Fraud, sucks and doesn't care about you as
I'm not gonna lie, although I do love that CM Punk won a title, I don't know where that came from. I feel like I wasn't paying attention enough to know that CM Punk was ready for a title run. I was like, oh, he won? Really? Okay. Really? Now of all times? Really? Okay.
fans. He doesn't care about us as fans, I should say. And he does not care about the quality of the show. And if he did, things would get better, but they're not. Amidst all of this, you have multiple reports from week to week. There's a new report coming out about how Triple H didn't show up in
In case you've been living on the rock, WWE is ice cold right now. SmackDown did the lowest rating ever of only 933 viewers. Oh, that's not good. And drew in the smallest crowd in 4 years with 4,200 fans. There's probably a Twitch streamer right now with more viewers than that. Actually, I shouldn't even say probably, there is. Raw on Netflix tied its all-time low with 2.3 million views. Wow. That's when you put into account how many people actually watch Netflix, that is really, really low. SNME, I don't know what that is. SNME drew in its lowest attendee yet with probably the lowest watched episode ever. WrestlePalooza numbers still aren't out, which is Triple H said there's a new landscape in WWE starting. But if he keeps up his booking, he might not be a part of it. Oh, no.
Gorilla this week. He wasn't at the show this week. He wasn't backstage this week. He wasn't even backstage at Saturday Night Main Event, which is a
Saturday Night Main Event. Right.
low-key PLE, and he wasn't even there. I'm like, what else could you possibly see at this point? What do you need to see else? He doesn't care. Like I've said before,
Again, I'm okay with CM Punk having a title run. I just don't know why it's now, right? Does that make sense? Like maybe in the early 2000s or maybe 2010s, I could see CM having a title run, but I feel like maybe I just haven't been paying attention enough to know why CM Punk has had a. They might as well give Hunter one, right?
H is supposed to be, he wants to be at least, the poster boy on all the podcasts and the interviews, and he's on a WWE Unreal, and it's the Bolovic era. I'm the game. Welcome. Stop.
Oh,
This
yeah,
stuff is stupid,
brother.
man. He sucks at his job. He wants to be the poster boy in the face of the company and
Step
does
into a
not do
Slim Jim.
any of the work to actually be perceived as that. And you have a situation now where Fox ended their deal with WWE because the viewership was not, you know what I'm saying, commensurate with the money that they gave WWE. They gave WWE, I believe, a few $1 billion, and in return, they were getting viewership that wasn't that great. Even when Roman was...
You're lying. Is that real? Can I find that? Give me 1 second. WWE Fox. Sorry, WWE. Oh, so they're not. I mean, they are dropping them. But I don't know why. Why does it say that here? Why does it say that Fox is not dropping WWE in a sense of cancellation, but Fox's contract to air WWE SmackDown and has expired and was not renewed? What? That means that they did drop them. As a result, SmackDown moved to the USA Network in October of 2024. Which I felt like, oh no, I think Raw used to be on the USA Network. I think SmackDown has always been on Fox. Okay. Citing the inability to meet required advertising numbers and return to investment, in part due to the high cost of broadcasting rights. Oof. Damn, really? That sucks, bro. Greatest on a different level.
There, the viewership compared to now, obviously the viewership is good, you know what I'm saying, with Roman as champion. But in general, what they had on Fox was not suitable for the billions of dollars that they gave to WWE. When you only have one...
Is it weird that I didn't know that Roman was a babyface? I looked at Roman, I'm like, yeah, that guy's a heel. It's like, no way, I guess he's not.
Superstar, that being Roman, and another guy, part-timer Lesnar, who was barely showing up. What do you have? That's not enough stars to get you consistently amazing ratings, but it's enough stars to get you consistently better ratings than whatever the heck you have now, which is...
I think they should probably bring up some more luchadors. Like, I want to see Penta get a run. I love Penta. Penta would be sick as getting a run. He's so charismatic.
Complete garbage. NBC removed Saturday Night's Main Event from being an actual broadcasted show on the network. X removed the show WWE Speed. Netflix and ESPN are upset with the numbers they're getting from WWE.
Really?
And now USA Network is reaching
The worst
record
booker,
low
Paul
viewership
Triple
on
H.
SmackDown. And you're telling me that amidst all of this, Triple H can't be bothered to show up to work.
WrestlePalooza, Indianapolis.
This is infuriating. And I call this from the jump. Everyone out there should have been known that Triple H is going to lead this company this way, man. You think that because you have a great back-to-back Manias, yeah, Mania 39 was awesome. Mania 40 I thought was awesome. Great. That's awesome. You had Roman Reigns and the Bloodline story to go off of. You had the final boss, The Rock, bringing so much energy and life back into this product. And you're telling me that once that ended, Roman took a break for 4 months. The Rock disappeared until the following year. And you or until Bad Blood later the year, and then he disappeared again until Raw Netflix. And you're telling me that in that span, you have built no stars while Roman has been heavy part-time. You've built no stars before Cena had to go on his retirement run, and even during his retirement run this year, which has been
I thought they were trying to build up Jay. Were they not building up Jay Uso? Like, Jay Uso looked like he was having a pretty decent run. Or at least, I mean, I say that, but he was, how long was he champion for? Like, I don't think he was champion for that long.
Disaster. You've built nothing. And we sit here. We see, I had a live stream on Friday with the Heels Advocate. Shout out to the Heels Advocate. Amazing stream, amazing time. Sub to him if you haven't already. But I said in that live stream that the Halloween episode of SmackDown that we just had would either tie or be the lowest rating in SmackDown history.
I guess he was
and
right.
lo and behold, today, it has been revealed that SmackDown has hit its lowest viewership rating ever.
Jesus.
Ever. A month ago, it hit its lowest viewership rating at around 1.1 million. Now it hit its lowest viewership rating ever at 900.
I don't remember the last time I've heard of a WWE product not hitting millions of views, or at least one, and they couldn't have broken it this week or that week. Dude, that is tough. That That is not looking good at all, dude.
33,000 viewership average. That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
SmackDown used to be the flagship show when Roman was champion. Even before that, SmackDown was always a great...
dude, I used to always watch SmackDown. I think when oh god, I'm trying to think because this was back when I was a kid, right? I grew up with wrestling. I loved wrestling. I was kind of known in the neighborhood as the guy who liked wrestling, and like some of my friends would kind of make fun of me for it. But nowadays they like wrestling. It's really funny, but it's okay. You know, people. I was probably a little over the top with it, but I used to have a lot of John Cena merch and stuff like that. But I always watched SmackDown because I felt like I could watch that. I think Raw, I never knew where it was on, so I never watched it. But I always watched SmackDown, dude. I loved it. It was great.
Show. Always. It was a second-tier show to Raw, which was really the flagship. But when Roman was champion, it was the flagship, but you get the point. You used to open up the show. You had Batista coming out, the epic pyro, Undertaker's there,
dude,
Rey
Batista.
Mysterio's there. You know what I'm saying? You had everything you needed. And now you watch SmackDown, and you're getting 30-minute Nathan Frazier versus Ilya Jabrov matches. And you wonder why the viewership is hitting record low numbers. It's embarrassing, guys. SmackDown, a flagship wrestling show for over 2 decades, has finally dropped below 1 million viewership average. This is embarrassing, man. WWE is dying, and they have 0 real superstars left. CM Punk at this current stage is a star, a big star, but he is not a superstar to the level of a Romano Reigns. It's as simple as that. And I am going to glaze Roman Reigns because we have to acknowledge certain things, no pun intended, you know what I'm saying? We have to acknowledge certain things. Roman Reigns is the last actual superstar, or superstar feeling guy, or megastar, whatever you want to call him, that actually has transcended wrestling. I think Roman has around 10 million followers on Instagram, whatever he has, doesn't even matter.
Damn.
But you know, if you, out of all the wrestlers that have wrestled...
This is why you have to acknowledge your tribal chief, Chet. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of more of a Cody fan, but yeah, dude, Roman has been that guy for a while. Like, he's been the head of the company. I mean, obviously, you know, he's been the head of the table for a while, but I thought one of the other Usos would probably be up there at this point. I honestly thought it'd be Jay, because Jay is always out there working the crowd, but I don't know why there's not new talent. I don't know. At this point, I feel like they got to start working. Well, they got to start working Dom or like Penta. Those are the other two that I can think of. Those are the only 2 other people that I can even think of as people that would be up there, or even just talents that I know in general, right? Dom has really come into his own as his own person. He's not really, you don't think of him as Ray's son. He's just Dominic Mysterio. And then Penta's just that guy.
In the last 5 to 10 years, if you walk around in public and ask people who is Roman Reigns, there's a solid chance that they're going to know who he is. Whether it's from the...
I do this thing at work where people, like, because we'll point out numbers at each other. And when someone points out the number 1, like they'll like, you know, with their finger, they'll put up 1 finger. I put up 1 finger up in the air and I say, acknowledge your tribal chief, and they always look so confused at me.
They grew up with him, whether it's from the recent tribal chief
it's just
in the last
fun
4 or 5 years, whatever, they're going to know who he is. And the more he starts doing acting in Hollywood, more people are even going to know who he is.
Yeah.
He has transcended the genre. When he shows up on Raw and Netflix, they had the record low viewership with Cody and Seth there. And then when Roman showed up, you notice it dipped up by like 200K or 100K, 300K, whatever it was.
Right.
He is the last superstar and megastar that can pull in viewership and draw intrigue. Roman Reigns was averaging over 2 million viewership on Fox with Samuel Zayn and the Usos. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Sami
if
Zayn's
the
funny.
Usos and Sami Zayn show up now, they're unwatchable. But when Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon were working great stuff when that Bloodline story was in its prime, and you were pulling over 2 million views on Fox. Heck, last year when you were on USA Network, after 2 months of being on USA Network, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and the Usos reunion in the OG Bloodline, they were pulling like 1.8 million viewership consistently. Now a year later on USA Network, with Cody as champ, no one's there, no one of meaning is there, and you're struggling to pull 900,000 viewers.
Ooh.
Stop it. It's over.
Ooh.
Roman is the last superstar. And until they build a new superstar, and it's not going to be Braun Breaker, I'm going to tell you that right now. No one is tuning in to see Braunito Breaker fight Jey Uso for the 15th week in a row. It's not going to happen. And I'm tired of hearing all these excuses. I don't want to hear about Halloween and the World Series. Obviously, the World Series is a bigger deal than what's happening in WWE on a trash.
True. To be fair, the Hololive's own Dodgers won the what's it called? The World Series. Chat. You want to know a fun fact? I actually heard the World Series end and people cheering from the theater where I was watching Chainsaw Man. I was so confused because I could hear cheering coming from outside the theater because they were that loud, and I was like, is this part of the movie? Why can I hear that? Because where I was at, my phone doesn't really get great reception. And I finally got my phone out, and I seen it right there. I saw that the Dodgers had won, and I was like, oh, that's not part of the movie.
Sort of SmackDown, of course. But at the bare minimum, you should always be able to get at least 1 million, bro. At least 1 million. In the prime of WWE, Raw was fighting in viewership with Monday Night Football. How was it possible that they used to be neck and neck with Monday Night Football dang near in viewership, and now you fast forward and you're struggling to get 900,000 views because of what? Halloween? Are you kidding me?
Dude, people don't even go out for Halloween anymore. That's probably like an early 2000s excuse, but no one goes out for Halloween anymore.
See how dumb that sounds? That's embarrassing, bro. Stop. And in the midst of all this happening, you could have actually built stars like Drew McIntyre. You know, instead of Drew McIntyre losing 15 billion matches and then coming out in the ring and saying, I can't stop thinking about Bonk, and I can't stop thinking about Randy, and I can't stop thinking about Cody. Stop. Instead of having him come out and complain after losing every match, why don't you actually book him like being a dominant heel, like he can be? He's great on the mic, he's good in the ring, he has all the gifts, and he gets nothing. Nothing. Carmelo Hayes has been on the main roster for 1.5 years. He hasn't won one meaningful thing in his whole entire main roster career.
Who the hell is that?
LA Knight. Do we even need to get into what's happening with LA Knight? I don't even think we need to reiterate anything.
All I know about LA Knight is he beefs it a lot with Logan Paul. I'm not. That's all I know LA Knight for. Also I want to give him props because he has that really cool promo about men's mental health, which, you know, shout out to the boys. But other than that, all I know LA Knight for is constantly trying. Oh, also that he's great on the mic as well. And yeah. That's all I really know LA Knight for. I haven't really watched any of his matches.
Thing with that, we already know the deal with LA Knight. Triple H clearly can't stand this guy, and for some odd reason, despite the fact that LA Knight has been over for 2 years, he wrestles really solid. He cuts good promos. He knows how to tell a story.
Great. He's a great promo.
He would rather give the world championship to Jey Uso than LA Knight. Do you understand what
I could see Jey Uso taking the title, but I think he only took the title for was it like 3 months? Was it like 4 months? How long was Jay's title run? I feel like it wasn't that long.
Working with here. This is the guy who is running the company. A guy who doesn't show up, a guy who's ignorant, a guy who tells the fans that if they don't like the product that they can quote unquote F off. That is who the guy running the company is. And nobody will say anything. For some reason, Vince McMahon is held accountable for when SmackDown and Raw were reaching low viewerships. You know what I'm saying? Not this low, obviously, I guess to an extent. You know what I'm saying? But still, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What's it called? Vince was held accountable when the WWE product was getting worse, when fans were really upset, and when things were just not that good anymore. Obviously, in the late 2010s, things were just absolutely abysmal and garbage. You know what I mean? But in that midst, Vince was held accountable. Why is Triple H not being held accountable for this? Why? Why? You don't see any wrestlers coming out of WWE who get fired or released, you know what I'm saying? And they're not saying anything bad about Triple H. They're not saying anything. All they say is that, oh, well, Triple H didn't communicate to us that we were going to be released. No, I need you to actually tell people why this dude is not doing a good job. Somebody needs to speak up, man. How can you do this? Cody Rhodes is the WWE champion, and he advocated at WrestlePalooza to have himself lose to Drew McIntyre and for Orton to maybe...
Sources indicate the Body Slam that as of Saturday night morning, John Cena was scheduled to defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. Sources also indicate that both Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre pitched Randy Orton, accidentally costing Rhodes the WWE title. This would set up Cody chasing the title once again and winning it back from Drew before Randy pulled the trigger and turned on Cody. Ooh. I mean, they might as well give Drew McIntyre... Yeah, Drew McIntyre a title run, right?
Come out and do a heel turn, whatever. The report came out after the show. This was like a month and a half ago, okay? And he didn't get, Triple H clearly didn't listen to this dude. And Cody Rhodes sits back, does nothing about it, continues to come out in his trench coat and talk about, I respect you, I love you. And no one will speak up to Triple H. Rhea Ripley on the Chris Van Vliet podcast, I think it was like earlier this year, she talks about how all the narratives about Rhea Hogan and Rhea Hogan this and she's overpushed and overbooked, it started to get to her head because she was barely wrestling and barely being utilized in meaningful and good storylines because she wasn't doing anything with that belt.
Bro, Rhea Ripley. So I feel like Rhea Ripley's everyone's goth mommy dream. Sorry, that came out of left field. I apologize for that. Let's keep going.
She wasn't doing anything.
Where did that
who was
come
that?
from?
Whose fault does that lie on? Is that Rhea Ripley's fault she's not wrestling? Is it Rhea Ripley's fault she's being booked in bad storylines? It is her fault, obviously, that her promo work and storytelling abilities aren't that good. But obviously, the other stuff is all in the booker. But nobody will call out Triple H. We'll just say blank.
Oh my God, bro. Why is she so fine? Bro, she is a gorgeous woman. Sorry. Chat, knock it off. Why are you guys doing this? Guys, you guys are doing weird stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Get statements about,
My God,
well,
Chat,
you
come
know,
on.
the way that things were, man, it's the fans' fault. That's what it was. Rhea Ripley earlier this year on Twitter goes, it's the fans' fault why women's wrestling is not taken seriously. Not the guy who books bad shows consistently, who doesn't show up to work, and who tells the fans, quote unquote, to F off. It's not his fault, guys. It's our fault. That is the type of gymnastics that the rest.
You should, if anything goes wrong in whatever product you're doing, you should definitely blame the fans. It has never backfired ever in the history of anything. I promise you, blaming your fans and your viewers and everything, 100% works every time. Like that one girl who was like, $5. I think she got $50,000 right after that from donations. So I'm saying that, right, chat? Is that how that works? Omega Law? Smile?
Are forced to do to defend and stick up for this fraud. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, bro. Cody Rhodes on a podcast saying that Triple H is in his top five wrestlers of all time. What? Anyways,
to be fair, Hunter was a great
wrestler. The crazy thing is that whoever the next superstar or star, because they're not going to have a next superstar, I'm telling you right now. If they do, like I said, I'd be absolutely floored and shocked. But at the end of the day,
they got to just start signing people, bro. Like, people have... I feel like there's no stars, bro. They need to start signing stars, not for mid-level cards. They need high, top-tier level card players. Or, like they can't cycle I think Cody's in his 40s. I don't know how old Roman is, but I feel like he's close to that. Like, when Randy won his title, he was like 20, right? I don't know how old, but actually Batista might have been older. I think Batista started wrestling in his 30s. But, like, you know what I'm saying? People, they need fresh face talent. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Is it just because they keep getting from the same wrestling family? I don't know, but they need someone new.
Whoever the next star is that they're going to try and make not only has to just bring people back into wrestling, but they have to do everything that Roman Reigns did, including elevating the talent around him and building up other upper mid-card guys and other mid-carders or even upper card guys in general to help provide intrigue when they're not on the show. Or if that star potentially gets injured, what happens? They have nothing. So this new superstar is tasked with essentially saving...
Bring back Maven Huffman. No, he's in his 50s. He ain't coming back.
The current state of professional wrestling, and then also setting up a brand new generation of stars as well.
They should give Maven Huffman at least a show, though. I feel like that would be kind of cool, like a podcast.
At least playing a
I don't know why I don't give him a podcast
role in doing part of that. Do
give
you
him a
really
podcast
think that
now.
Juanito Baker is going to do that? We're all
Who the hell is this?
already
I
seeing
mean,
what
he's got a build, right? But I don't know who this is.
looks like. We've been seeing this all year, dang near at this point. This dude being one of the top guys in the storyline on Raw with the Vision stuff with Rollins and Bronsinho, Reed, and Paulton Heyman. That's what we've seen, and it's still you're losing viewership. So clearly, Braun Breaker already is not having it, at least at this current moment. And you don't have another 2 or 3 years to figure it out with this dude like you did with Roman. You know what I'm saying? You don't have what is it, like 3 or 4 years, 5 years, whatever. You don't have any of that. If you keep going at this rate, this company's going to be extinct by then. So you don't have time for that, bro. This new next star has to do more than a lot of other stars have had to do. So I don't understand it, bro. They're in a bad spot.
Bring in Joe Hendry.
It's as simple as that. And if Codarius Rodington is your alleged top face,
Cody Raheem
your
Rhodes.
top face with the top championship in the company, and your ratings are still reaching record lows with him as champion, you have nothing. You have nothing. And even as much as I love Roman Reigns, I have to admit, him being the lone superstar means that even when he starts to come back, because of the way he's booked, he got pinned by Broncinho Reed. He's a jobber now in this OTC arc. This OTC arc sucks. I've been saying this for months. It's been terrible. It's been awful compared to what we had before with him. It's been terrible, man. So even when he shows up now, even the intrigue for that isn't going to be as high. So your last superstar, Triple H, has ruined. Your current crop of stars are ruined. It's done, man. It's done. It's over. This company is not going to recover from this. And if they do, I would genuinely be surprised and shocked out of my mind. They're not going to recover, man. The ratings are tanking despite their top stars being on the shows. You had Cody and Seth there on Raw like a month ago, and you witnessed your record. That was the lowest viewership that Raw and Netflix has had all year.
I didn't even know Seth Rollins was still in this. Is that bad? Is that bad on me or is that bad on them that I forgot that Seth Rollins was still was Seth freaking Rollins? I said Rollins. I don't know. Seth Rollins. Maybe they should give Seth Rollins a chance, right?
Do you see the common denominator? You had Rollins was world champion. CM Punk is now world champion. Cody Rhodes is now is currently WWE champion and was last year. You know what I'm saying? John Cena was WWE champion for a bulk of this year. Gunther has had 2 world title reigns. The Yeet Master Jey Uso has had a world title reign, and all of them have not worked. Not one of those championship reigns has been good. Not one of them. And the common denominator is not John Cena. It's not Cody Rhodes. It's not Rollins. It's not CM Punk. It's not Jey Uso. It's triple fraud. That is who the common denominator is. Stop making excuses. Oh, well, The Rock wasn't there. The Rock wasn't there. Was The Rock there for what's it called? Was The Rock there for Roman Reigns' amazing championship run? Was he? Was he? He was there for the last 2 months. Yeah. Was he there for the other 4 years of it? No. Stop blaming The Rock. The reason why The Rock is...
I feel like in today's Hollywood, when you say throw The Rock in there, it just makes things so much worse. But I feel like in wrestling, they still have that magic with The Rock.
Actually mentioned is because they have to find a scapegoat to move the blame away from Triple H, who is running this company into the ground. Into the ground. It's embarrassing, man. Everybody who loves wrestling, who have seen it at its peak, who have seen other eras of great wrestling.
Oh, dude, I was definitely around for some peak wrestling. I wasn't there for the Attitude Era, right? I wasn't born, but for more of the ruthless, like a little bit further, the Ruthless Aggression Era, I love that. I love John Cena was my favorite wrestler. I loved a lot of the top 10. I felt like it was just, even when there was mid-card wrestling and stuff like that, like the early card, mid-cards, and then the main event, I felt like it all throughout the entire night was just full of superstars, right? Not just full of jobbers or people who are just there to fill up time. Like, they were genuine superstars. Like, there are people who were like in the Intercontinental U.S. title kind of section, and I still remember like some of their names. And if you showed me like them, I could still remember them. I can't name you half of these wrestlers. I can name like Dom and like Penta. It's mostly because I love the Mexican wrestlers, but it's like I don't even know who's top tier talent at this point, right? You got Cody, John Cena, Roman. I thought Jey Uso was gonna kind of take over, but I think he had a title run for like 5 minutes. He had like that Amalian v Shoujo kind of title run. Like, it was that short. I mean, you know?
Amazing heels. Larger than life characters.
Oh, here we go, dude. We have... Dude, I think I could name everybody in here. Let's see. You have The Rock, Hogan, Jeff, Edge. Is that Edge or Christian? I think it's Edge. Is this... Oh, this is Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Eddie Guerrero, God rest his soul, Kurt Angle, John Cena, Ray, Eddie. Is that... What is that? Oh, I think that's John Cena and Edge. Steve Austin and Rock. Is that Evolution? Yeah, so we have Randy Orton, Ric Flair, Hunter, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Randy again, Jeff. Yes, I do. Is that Kurt Angle and Edge? Yeah. Is that The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels? Yeah, it is. Rated R. Oh, this is Edge. RVD. CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk right here in this era, I feel like it would make sense for him to have a title run.
Larger than life storylines, entertaining gimmicks, mid-carders who back then, like a Dolph Ziggler, would be a perennial main eventer in today's WWE. Jeff Hardy, who was maybe a upper card / main event guy for maybe like a year of his career, if that. I loved him. He was my favorite wrestler growing up as a kid. Dude, it was either him, Cena, and Batista. Those are my three favorites.
Jeff Hardy's
you know what I'm saying?
insane.
When I was a little kid. And Jeff Hardy in today's day and age would be literally 1A or 1B with Roman Reigns. They would be main eventing Mania every single year if he was in his prime in today's era. That is what it is. The older eras had stacked stars, stacked rosters, care put into the shows. Vince McMahon was backstage in gorilla position every single night. Every night. Both shows. And you're telling me that
Listen, Vince is a monster of a human being, right? He's a disgusting person, but like that man ran on 2 hours of sleep to make sure, and he made sure his product was there while getting a workout in. Like, he had a mind for the business, and unfortunately, his mind was also somewhere else that we kind of wish it wasn't. But the product was still there, despite his debauchery backstage.
News chief content officer.
I'm not saying bring him back. I'm absolutely not saying bring him back. He lost that right already, but I'm just saying he knew what he was doing. Unfortunately, he still knew what he was doing with all that other stuff. He knew. He can't hide it from me. He knew.
Levesque can't be bothered to show up when WWE is at its lowest. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe in this company to do things better or for things to change or for Triple H to do anything differently. He lies. He comes out on a recent podcast talking about we're witnessing through the roof ticket prices. We book and write these shows based off of stories. You mean AI books and writes these shows based off of stories? And where are the stories? What are the stories? What story has been amazing and really has been entertaining and incredible this year?
I think the only storyline I know from this year is probably the John Cena Cody story, or John Cena having his the John Cena heel turn. That's the only story I know from this year.
Huh? What story? Nothing. John Cena's retirement run has been the biggest story of the year, and it sucked. It sucked. It's been disappointing, underwhelming, and an absolute embarrassment to wrestling and an embarrassment to John Cena's legendary career that's ending in a month. I've seen enough of this trash, man. We have 0 stars. Ilya Dragunov? Cody Rhodes? There's no stories. At least Roman Reigns and the OG bloodline, they had a consistent and concurrent story that was developing upon itself. And when Roman wasn't there for a week or two here and there, they were still able to develop it with people like Paul Heyman. The Usos were in their prime. Sami Zayn was doing solid storytelling work because Roman Reigns is an actual superstar because a rising tide lifts all boats. Roman Reigns elevated people he actually was fighting with. He elevated, you know what I'm saying, the Usos. He elevated Samuel Zayn. He elevated Kevin Owens. Even elevated Solo Sikoa. And Solo Sikoa was a jobber after this recent run where he tried to be the fake tribal chief. Since he got pinned by Roman on Raw Netflix premiere this year, he's been a jobber. And you look at it when he was fighting Roman, he actually felt like he mattered. You know? This is not a joke. This company is dying. They're not going to build any superstars or megastars on the level of a Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns isn't even on the level of a Cena. Every single era, the superstar gets smaller, arguably, you could say. Hulk Hogan, Rock and Austin, John Cena, Roman Reigns. Each era, the superstar gets smaller and smaller. Even though Roman and Cena, they're still big, superstars. I get that. But they're not on the level of a Rock. You get what I mean? And it's as simple as that. So I don't know what to say about this, man. I've said enough. This product is dying, and it is going to officially bottom out and die. Stop making excuses. This company sucks. It's dying, and Triple Fraud is killing it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out, and one love.
That was a great video. I'm so glad someone sent me that. Chat, if you guys also want videos that you guys want me to talk about, send them to me in the Discord. Again, chat, the Discord is in the description, chat. Let me know how you guys feel. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.